Hello, guys from Cologne, Germany. I'm Thomas. Nice to meet you. And first of all, congratulations to a great movie. I saw it earlier that day and I had a blast. It was so
Great.
much fun.
That's
And
great. Thank you.
because we are short on time, let's dive right in. Please introduce your characters and their part in the story.
I'm Kathryn Newton, and I play Sammy, and she's like a hacker, part of the group.
And I'm Dan Stevens. I play Frank, and he's an asshole.
How was it to work with the two directors, with the Radio Silence guys? And how is it compared to work with just one director?
It was my first time working with two directors, and I really enjoyed it. It seems like they kind of divide the stress that a director usually feels on set. So they were both incredibly chill, great fun to work with, a really good sense of humor, and a great sense of play, which I really appreciate.
I second that.
Well, good.
Yes.
Very good. For a movie nerd like me, the movie has a lot of references. 1930s, 1980s. It's like a John Hughes movie in a twisted way in 1990s. How much of these references did you self catch while reading the script and while preparing for the movie?
I didn't get any of the references. None of them. They were all over my head, and then they were explained to me later.
I think, yeah, some of the references were on the page, and some kind of came alive as we were
As Dan improvised
as,
them.
as we were making it up as we went along.
Kinda
But,
true.
but it's interesting you say the John Hughes thing, like that kind of zippy humor really came alive once we got into making it and playing with it. I didn't see that so much on the page, but once I met Matt and Tyler and could tell they were up for making it fun and funny, then yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it really worked for me. I loved it.
That's great.
A really big part of that movie is the little girl, Alicia Weir. I was very impressed by her. I know that you are good. I didn't know her before. How was it to work with her and see her as such an integral and dark part of the story?
We had a table read, like a non-official table read, and Alicia was basically off book, and she has the most lines in this movie. She's our fearless little leader. And I think all of us wanted to step up because we saw this little girl who was like way more impressive than all of us. And she was the best. She's the best, and she's so wonderful in this movie. And I can't wait to see what she does next.
Yeah, I thought she was British after I saw Matilda. Then I thought she was American after the read through. And then it turns out she's actually from Dublin and that she just picked up accents from watching the telly, which is amazing.
That's impressive. That's
It
very
really is.
impressive. With her and with Megan's Crazy Robot Universal movie, can you see a new
Collab.
Universal Monster Universe happen?
Abigail versus Megan.
Definitely.
I would watch that.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Could you imagine? Oh,
Would
that'd
be
be so much fun.
fantastic. I would
Yeah.
be the first in line. It's a very physical movie. What were the biggest issues you had while shooting the movie, and when did you used to being covered in fake blood?
It was the hardest physical movie I've ever done. It was the hardest. There's one day it was like, I think I'm an athlete, I think I'm in shape. And then I was in this pool with these bodies, and I had like a wetsuit on, and all this goo got inside, and I had to swim and scream and cry, and I was exhausted. It was the hardest day.
I didn't have to do that.
But you had to do stunts.
I did have to do a lot of stunts. It was very physical for
We
me as
did
well.
do a lot at the
There was a
end.
lot. That final climactic sequence took about 2 weeks to shoot. There was a lot of wire work and flying around and all sorts of crazy stunt choreography. So that was challenging. I think just being covered in blood, in movie blood, which is essentially syrup, for how long did we shoot this movie for? It felt like forever.
It felt a year.
8 months.
Yeah.
That I don't think I ever really got used to that. It was gross.